Welcome to the Reinvent You show. I'm George.
I'm Azlan. It's about seeing everyday challenges
Differently.
My friends have been watching our videos and they said, "You're weird, Azlan." But anyway, uh, in a good way. Let's start the show. You ready?
I want that to be the start of the show.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends, I think they always knew I had it in me to talk about this stuff, but to finally see me talk about it and really consider it and self-reflect, they thought I was just a Luffy, because that's the character I play.
And then suddenly you're all deep and meaningful, and you're deep diving into amazing topics with courage and vulnerability. They go, "What?
Yeah.
Where's the silly person that just is light and fun?"
Yeah, and I've been thinking a lot about your entity politics and how
Yeah.
I've always thought I had to be one particular person in my life, not knowing that I've got all these different entities, and I think that those were wrong because of bipolar and all the social labels that we
Pressures
put on
to be
them.
one thing.
Yeah, and so
Predictable.
I've embraced that now. Now I have to say though, I mean it's always
a
a work
Pandora's
in
box
progress.
of personalities.
Yeah, it is. It is a Pandora's box.
Don't give Azlan a license to be different personalities.
Yeah. But now I embrace it, right? I'm going, no, I want to be this person at work. I want to be this person when I'm at home. I want to be this, but I don't care anymore.
How good is that?
Yeah,
How
it's freedom.
freeing is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it is very freeing. And then I stumbled across a video of this trans person who's really, really strong about the transgender. And it got me thinking about what you said about entity politics, how they want to be free.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's so freeing to know that I'm not wrong being funny, being reckless. It's just another side of Azlan.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But I think people want you to be reliable,
Predictable.
Yeah, like, Azlan, be this. I need this. Okay, you need this. I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. If they value your silliness because they are burdened and heavy with other stuff and they love you're the comic relief part of their life, then they will miss that if you bring on a different part of you that isn't offering that anymore. But to be fair, you want to be that person too. So it really is about who can I be that I enjoy being that is of value to others. And you like being funny, so it's not like you don't want to be that for the people who value it a lot.
Yeah.
So I think you just roll with it.
Yeah.
But I think over time, wouldn't it make sense that people no longer see you one-dimensionally? I mean, it's a beautiful thing to look at you and go, you know what? You're just an amazing person. You got depth. And you bring on, oh, look, he's getting excited. But
I'm on that pedestal. I can see myself climbing on top of the pedestal.
The helium in the head is expanding there. Yeah. I am so many things.
It's allowed me to see people in accepting their different identities as well. Like I no longer have this one identity for this person. Like Will Smith has gotten it hard, with him being slapping people around and stuff. And you notice that
you could say the people on the end of the slaps have kind of had it hard too.
Yeah. Because I really didn't want to look at him after he did that. I didn't want to look at any of his videos. I just lost respect, but I just despised him. Like, man, you were the funny guy, man. You were the funny guy in Fresh Prince. What the F happened to you? And why are you showing up as this person now? I don't like this person. And then you go, oh, then I forced myself to watch his videos, and I went, and he's going through some, reinventing. Major reinvention.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like when I looked at the dynamics between him and his ex-wife.
Ex-wife, yeah, it's ex-wife now.
Yeah. What I picked up from that is that she was struggling to find herself. I'm now making stuff up, but I just want to finish the story.
Sure.
Right? All right. This is not some expert analysis with inside gossip.
This is not TMZ. This is the Reinvent You show.
I think that she has a conquering men part of her,
Ooh.
and I think she conquered him. And he was trying to, he loved her. It's obvious he loved her.
Mm.
And he was trying to be everything for her.
Yes, that's what he said as well.
And she wasn't
to everyone.
interested. And she started to want to experiment and go out with other guys and, all this sort of stuff. And he was trying to be this incredible, open-minded. He can love her so much, she can do whatever she wants, and he'll still love her. He was trying to outgrow his own insecurities with his ego. Now I'm making this shit up, but I think there might be something in it. And he it just started to destroy him. And it started to hurt his image because he lost his way so much because his ego thought he could be the bigger man, amazing person, but he was getting devastated.
Yeah, he was burning. He was
getting pummeled. It's almost like being wiped. You're wiping the floor with him kind of energy. It was horrible to watch.
Yeah.
And so all this is getting bottled up, and this is the part that I haven't really thought about. But that moment when the guy, Chris Rock, was it Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was making the jokes. Those jokes were so normal and not a big deal. It was weird but he was so desperate to try to show her he's the man of her dreams that what he did on the global stage, he thought would win her over and to finally see him so he can be everything to her. It's like, big noting, willing to slap someone on stage
in front of all your peers.
Yeah, and that's how much he lost his way.
Yeah. He said the word that was really interesting. He said it was really brutal and beautiful because he went through a lot and he was suffering inside.
But not just that. If you thought that all the top roles in Hollywood, you were getting great roles in Hollywood, blockbuster movies, big megastar, and the money that comes with it, and the lifestyle, and providing for the family. If you thought that that would win you the love you yearn from your wife, and it doesn't land, then you made it your identity. What have you got? What have you got now? I reckon that would throw you into a tailspin.
For sure.
Because suddenly everything you thought was your ticket to love just evaporated. And I don't know what's in her head. I don't know what she wants. Maybe she just was never really that into him. Maybe he was just a cool dude and he ticked all the boxes. And so she married him because he was good looking and wealthy and he was funny and fun, right?
Yeah.
That inner deep chemistry of really wanting to be with someone wasn't there.
Yeah.
And she couldn't force it. And the more she created her own success and the more she got used to realizing she doesn't need to lie to herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eventually she came out and started to be honest about where she was really at. And he couldn't handle it. Well, he tried to handle it. He tried to be the bigger man. It's pretty messy. And when you think of relationships, this is not unique. Like, so I'm not picking on them. I don't even judge them because these types of relationship dynamics are happening everywhere. It's rampant everywhere. But gosh, why do they have to be on stage with it? Why do they have to be so public? Because the media frenzy wants that. It's sensational. And so they were just made into a laughing stock globally. Unfortunate,
Yeah, both of them didn't win in that fight. I mean, from a
reputational
media
point of view.
Yeah, but for them, obviously, they've gone through a lot of changing. But people demonized her for being a douchebag to Will. There was an episode where she just told Will, like almost like I think Will was crying, but he was trying to be the bigger man, like you say. He was laughing. He was trying to say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back." But yeah, he was hurting, and they demonized her. Even her mom called her after that, saying, "Why did you say that?"
What did she say?
She said something along the lines of like, I've always wanted to break up, or something along those lines. Like, again, I need to have a look at the video.
Yeah.
But it definitely something along those lines of I want to end this, along those lines, right? And so
I've always wanted to end this.
yeah, and then
It's funny, I didn't watch that. Was this a reality show where they?
No, it's her table. She has this thing called Round Table. It's like this show, but with people.
And also that kind of immaturity of betraying your partner, instead of just being honest with him privately and working through, like throwing out these freaking dumb statements to belittle him, like, and maybe she was carrying passive aggressiveness
Probably.
Between them. Who knows what kind of stuff he did that pisses her off, So yeah, that's why I just can't judge, because you know a bit of one story.
Yeah.
You don't know any of the truth of what really went down, and also the complexity of it.
Yeah.
It's why here at the Reinvent You show, we can gossip with integrity.
Yeah. Or come across as having integrity. But you know what is so interesting?
Right on my
right on your parade.
Now you mean like her.
His growth helped me understand, because I'm having a hard time liking him again, and I realized that's to do with identity.
He was your pin-up boy.
I had a set perception of him that I didn't want to change, and he forced me to change that.
You
after he slapped him.
So it was about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's about. I mean, that's the truth, right? Like if somebody slaps and you ask yourself why he didn't slap me, but I'm disgusted by him now.
But I felt slapped.
Yeah, that's right. I did. When he slapped me. He slapped all of his followers, and it just felt like he slapped me. Like,
he definitely slapped the Chris Rock followers.
Yeah.
Because I like Chris Rock.
Yeah, he's funny.
But was it Chris Rock?
Yeah, it is Chris Rock.
Yeah.
It's definitely Chris Rock. So I've had to come to terms with liking him again after we've had our chats.
Do you like him now?
I'm learning to like him now.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I go to school at night. I do night school.
No, it is
learning to like.
Honestly, it is a journey, because I had him.
It's a big journey.
It's a journey for me emotionally to like Will Smith again. I think some people can relate to me when I say this.
Is that the name of this podcast?
Yeah.
Learning to like Will Smith again.
Learning to accept another person's that a person has different identities, and that they have different struggles, and not to be quick to jump to conclusions, and understand that, hey man, they're like us. If I'm at his level, I'll make 10,000 more mistakes than he has in the media.
Yeah.
Like, I can't handle it. I realized, I was doing a YouTube clip.
You're not that thick-skinned, you mean?
Not really. I thought I was. And then I did the video of the the big teeth one. The lady
I don't think I saw that one.
So on Instagram, there's this girl talking about God with big teeth, and I went. And then I put 2 pieces of paper here, and I went towards the end. And somebody said to me on YouTube, that is not kind at all. That's not funny. And then I looked at it and I went, delete. But why? Why does that affect me so much? And then I was thinking,
you don't want to be a bad person. You don't want to be judged.
Yeah, so I can never be like Will Smith, because it's so hard. Like, and I looked, I went, why am I feeling this way? So then I looked at all the funny videos that tease other people. Like, there's one about, like I Am Jack, the Tropic Thunder, Ben Stiller. Me so happy. Like, imagine the flack that he got. And so I was looking at all the comments. There's always going to be like 10 people who hates it. This is racist.
They released Tropic Thunder in today's
in today's world. Isn't it great? Like, the amount of things they did in their show, from blackface to teasing Mexicans to,
I mean, is there whiteface?
No.
Do black guys put on a white face?
Yeah, white chicks. Yeah, the Wayne brothers.
I know. I actually like that movie.
Yeah, me too. That was funny.
But look, I always think about history and context, where some people are very clear about a context in history and many people aren't. And then everybody wants to then say, no, this happened back then. And you need to know that, and therefore you need to be super sensitive to the way this symbol or this, that, or that, this was portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, like that's not an easy thing to reconcile, because firstly, I think history is important and that we do need to be educated around things that have happened in our history and how we can be sensitive to the way things were portrayed, and you know, but at the same time there is a lot of history and history keeps getting created.
Mm.
And if we're going to always hold people to a past when they're disconnected from that past, do you know what I mean? They weren't in that world and they don't care about that world. They care about today, you know, and what's meaningful to them today. I reckon most people, if they're told that they're accidentally hurting people who are connected to that past, they would legitimately stop, because they go, oh, I get it. When I say this or I do that, people remember that past because they're you know, they were from that past,
Right.
you know, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. People are alive today from 50 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
And so I know that I would go, well, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to say something that hurts them. You know what I mean? So nothing off. It's not a big deal for me to just stop that for them because I care, right?
Yeah.
Our dilemma is how many of that stuff can go on, because it's starting to choke comedy out of
Yeah.
our culture, because we just don't know how to make fun without accidentally offending
Triggering.
sonority with some history of something used in that way. Like, it's like
I see what you're saying.
it all starts,
Everything becomes sensitive.
everything becomes sensitive. Everyone's got some symbol they're holding on to, or some gesture or some action or
You're
something.
right.
And it just gets smaller and smaller. It's like eventually there's going to be rebellion, right? So the politically correct movement will have the
Counterbalance.
anti movement of we're going to go dark, dude.
Trump.
We're going to go dark,
Trump era. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
right? But we also know that we like dark comedy. Isn't that true? Secretly between people, they go, oh yeah, we crack each other, we go so dark,
Yeah.
you know, and then they'll let you in on some of the dark, and then you just kind of get excited, and go, that is funny. Oh, don't share that. It's because little pockets of underground clubs are forming with sharing dark humor. And eventually it's going to explode if the politically correct layer gets thicker and thicker, because we as spiritual beings, being human, we're not defined by what happens in our past.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we have to be greater than any one thing that we're attaching meaning to at some point. But we're not good at doing that, because the brain is an association machine, and with trauma, it bonds strongly to the information around that event that now they get triggered by. You right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a black and white issue to solve. It's tricky. But I do know getting into the extremes of one or the other will feed the opposite side. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you get too politically correct, you feed the dark side. If you get too dark, you feed the politically correct side. And so we're just rocking like a ship.
Yeah, it's always like counterbalance, like it's moving from left to right.
Yeah.
I've had with that video, I've really had to ask myself, what is my intent here? Am I really hurting this person? Like, I'm not here to hurt this person. I'm here to just, because I laughed when I did that. And I found a lot of joy doing that, but obviously there is sensitivities, and for me, I'm always on the dark side of humor. I just like it because it triggers people.
The dark side.
It's the easiest trigger, you know, because when you go totally inappropriate.
One man with dark jokes.
Yeah, inappropriate jokes.
In a world of politically correct. Layers and layers of politically correct stuff.
I want to ask you, how would you deal with that situation where, let's just say you do it,
teeth thing?
Not teeth, like let's just say you do something, right? Like you publish something, not like Because you will never
Like
do
a
what I
post,
did there.
like
Like,
a post.
like a post that would trigger people, and people say, hey, you know what, hey, George, you've just teased my family, and I'm hurt, and people are say, let's just say you're super famous, and then you just said something like Elon Musk or Donald Trump said something, and targeted a minority who felt offended by it, and then they come up with evidence that other people abuse them because of what you said. Because that's going to happen, right? If as a public figure, no matter what you say, somebody's going to use it against you. How do you reason with yourself and come to terms with yourself when that happens?
Firstly, intention is important.
Yeah.
And I always go back to what was my intention. And then I communicate what my intention is. And I express that I do care about how they experienced what I did. And I just want them to know that I did not want them to have that experience and that I do care.
But then they'll go, well, that's not how it came across, George. You should have thought about, saying it in a different way.
You want to role play with me now?
Yeah, no, it's
all
important.
All right.
Yeah.
Go for your life.
Yeah, I'm the guy from CNN. What's that guy with the white hair? Forgot his name.
Yeah, I can picture.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that guy. Anyway, he'll ask. Well, that's not how it came across. You should have put a bit more thought into how you said it, because you obviously didn't spend enough time thinking about what you said before you said it, and it's hurt everybody.
I know, eh? I know. I should have.
That's quick.
You see, it's interesting because when you stop fighting, the guy's he's trying to throw punches, and he's hitting air because it's your defense is where his punches land. It's you defending yourself is where the punches land. But when you stop defending yourself, it's like he's fighting himself. Do
I have enough questions to ask?
You've left the ring. You're not fighting.
That's a good way, because what you resist persists. So if you resist all of these comments, because when people keep asking you, Azlan, what do you think about that? Azlan, you did this. Yeah, you know what? It was wrong. Yeah, wrong. And they're gonna go, this guy's boring. He's gonna say the same thing every single time.
Yeah, but also like you don't have to treat it like a tactic, Azlan.
Oh, right, okay.
As soon as you give this guy a hammer, he's like, oh, everything's a nail.
Yeah.
Now let's finesse the toolbox, right? So if someone says, why did you do that? And it was wrong. And then, look, here's the thing. If you are not defined by your opinions and your actions, you can have the space to review them with inner peace. But if you are defined by them, you are going to have inner turmoil because you are defending your existence. You have made those opinions and your actions your identity, which means they are attacking your existence, and it becomes a survival primal experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you separate your beliefs and your assumptions from you, and you allow them to be what you choose to entertain and express through, but you're ready for any of them to be challenged, it means you are like what Bruce Lee says.
Water.
Yeah. You take on the container. You take on the shape of anything, because you are the water, not the shape the water takes in any situation. And therefore, you get to change assumptions gracefully with humility. And that is very, very attractive, is it not? No, I'm not saying you changed it willy-nilly just to please people. That's wrong, right? Water keeps its substance. Okay, so it evaporates. Shit, this metaphor is losing its
It's becoming like water. It's just dripping everywhere.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, if you say, okay, let's go back to that role play. All right? So give me the proper context. Let's test it practically. Give me the proper context of what you're challenging me on. Even the teeth thing, if you want.
Okay. Let's do the teeth thing.
Okay, so take me back to Someone had big teeth.
So this person has big teeth,
Yeah.
and she was talking about God and how to get his love.
Yeah.
And she was talking to, you see how bad this gets. And so she was talking to the phone and saying, oh, if you want to have God's love, you do this, you do. I wasn't listening to what she was saying. That was the whole point of the video because her teeth was just so in my face. And so I was like looking and then I zoomed into her teeth, right? And then I went, as I was listening. And then I went back to her and then I went back to myself and then I had two big teeth. And I went, "Argh!" And it was just 10 seconds, right?
Can I just, do you know what makes that so funny? That you've juxtaposed someone talking from the heart, someone talking of pure morality and love, and you juxtapose it with the biggest level of immaturity where you miss the elephant in the room of a great God and the messenger in that moment because you're distracted by big teeth. That is hilarious. That is comedy gold, Azlan.
Because I could not focus on what she was. I genuinely couldn't.
And you were authentic.
Yeah, I was just. Yeah, so okay, like that, and then now she comes and okay, let's just say she committed suicide. Let's just say. Then let's take this up 10 levels, and Cooper Anderson.
Yeah, that's him. Murderer.
Yeah, you have destroyed this person, George. Congratulations.
Oh, no, he murders her and then he puts me in the hot seat. I see what you did there. Damn.
I'm loving this role play. Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself, George? You just killed this person. Your thing went viral, 50 million views, and now this person killed herself. What went through your brain? How could you be so irresponsible, George?
Well, Cooper Anderson, let me explain something. Comedy is where you set up the irony, the hypocrisy, the silliness of life, where you take something to an extreme that releases us from the bond of social structures of, we have to be polite, we have to, obey God, we have to be respectful. Like anything that challenges that in a silly way, in the most extreme way, exposes its silliness. People feel a release in that. And I have to say to you that it is possible in the world with millions and millions of people who are on the edge with too much insecurity, that they're waiting for the next straw to break the camel's back. And so we would have to ban comedy and us just joking around and being silly, because we don't know who's going to interpret it in a way that will tip them over the edge. And I don't know whether humanity can lower the bar on the way we cope with humor. We really need to care for those that are so sensitive that a bit of humor could make them want to end their life.
So are you saying that it's her fault, George?
That's very polarizing, Cooper Anderson.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Who said that?
That's Azlan, the narrator at the top.
Aslan's just popped into the role play. They do, George. They do. Yeah.
No, they do that. I mean, I've worked with the guys in media. They want to fish this.
So you just say it again?
So you're saying it's her fault that she was insecure and she should have reacted differently.
When you replay this interview, you'll realize I actually didn't say that. I didn't say it was her fault.
Right.
I'm just saying it was not my responsibility that someone was on the edge and they were primed to misinterpret something to a point where they felt like they should end their life. Right? Having big teeth is actually superior to someone with small teeth.
For rabbits. Sorry, yeah. I get it. Sorry.
Aslan pops his head in again.
I can't stop myself.
Yeah. Cooper Anderson's going nuts because he's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one more. Okay, keep going.
All right. So, I don't know if I can remember my train of thought there, but it's along the lines of, like, it's your fault. It's like, how can it be my fault when I am not responsible for the insecurity and the mental health of individuals I do not know. If you want me to assume everyone is on the edge, then I'm not going to have a good life being responsible for overthinking everything I do in case someone then is pushed over the edge by my action. When my actions are just to have fun and to just be silly.
Okay. Well, do you consider yourself a comedian?
Yeah.
So,
Killer comedian.
So then.
Oh, sorry, that part of the pun.
Oh shit, that's a good one. Okay.
Thanks, Azlan.
Killer comedian. Oh my god! Imagine if you said that on CNN. Anyway, so that was such a good one. The timing of that was perfect. So you're a comedian. You have thousands. You can use thousands of material, but instead you chose to choose this one person who is talking about God, who seems really innocent. Why couldn't you have done something else? Fair enough, you didn't know this person, you didn't know the mental state, but why couldn't you do something about inanimate objects or animals? Why did you have, if you're a comedian,
have you seen my material, Cooper? My material goes everywhere. You're just choosing one of the thousands where I go everywhere with this. I go everywhere for comedy, including your hair right now. Like, what happened to your hair?
Yeah. Ooh, that's very nice. I like it. Because I would have, in that scenario, I would have apologized. And then I made it worse.
No, I think there's room for expressing regret and expressing remorse that something you said someone used to end their life. Like, I would definitely want to be clear about how much it affected me to know that someone ended their life because they used what I did to justify that they weren't worthy of continuing to live, that their teeth were just too much.
Okay. So will that impact? So George, going forward, will you be? This person killed themselves, and people like your comedy.
Well, I'll probably give up teeth jokes for a while.
Well, this would have been a great interview. It was actually on CNN. Do you know what I mean? My goodness, everybody would tune in. It will go viral.
It backfires on Cooper.
Yeah.
What if Cooper loses his shit and starts laughing? Like,
yeah.
He's meant to be politically correct, and you just kill him with comedy. And then he ends up being interviewed. Why did you laugh, Cooper?
Yeah, he gets hit. Oh shit! I lost my train of thought now. Okay, so no. In all seriousness, though, going forward, let's just say, will you? This is me talking to you, not Anderson Cooper.
Okay.
Will you now change your material because you killed somebody?
I reckon.
Well, not killed somebody.
I reckon every consequence, every reward affects you. So.
What does that mean?
What I'm saying is that my subconscious recorded a trauma moment of someone using me to end their life.
Right.
That would affect me. I probably would be wrongly overcautious. And it's going to affect my comedy if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to lose my edge. So sadly, I have to deal with that if that happens, because it's normal. It's normal for us to be spooked by a consequence. Whether we were responsible or not is irrelevant.
Yeah.
The brain records it as if it's responsible.
Got it.
And therefore now I'm just scared of making a freaking joke. And I've killed my comedy. I've killed my comedy now.
Yeah. And I'm always, yeah. It's a fine line for me, myself as well, because I say I don't care, but I actually do.
Well, the good thing is she's still alive, so...
Yeah. And I am nobody on YouTube yet. So it's only got like 6 views.
We had to make up Cooper Anderson just to ignore ourselves in the interview.
Okay, I'm preparing myself now for that. Yeah, because in that interview, I would have collapsed. So that's why it's so dangerous, right? Because I would have gone, yeah, you know what, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. You know,
I'm a
I'll
shit person.
yeah, I didn't know, man. Like I just made a joke, and who knew she took it wrongly, and now I have to think about how I'm gonna do it. And then going forward, I would then be super cautious of teasing, you know, the disabled people or whatever. Or I don't do that
Jesus.
all the
Like,
time.
what did,
I just had two
what
material
are
back
you?
to back.
You're a bottom feeder? You just feed off the people who are.
No, I had experience. I had in that week, I had two experiences of teasing people with this, well, not disability, but I came out of the first one was I was in the toilet in the gym, and it was
Yeah.
for, you know, special needs.
Yeah.
I needed the room, right? Because I can't afford VIP on a first class on an aeroplane. So
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
the closest I got to.
Yeah.
And I was enjoying myself in the big room and, you know, washing my hands, you know, taking
Whatever
a poop.
floats your boat.
Yeah. And then I came out, and then this lady looked at me like in the worst way ever.
So you limped off.
No, she just looked. No, no. She just.
You gotta think fast, Azlan.
No, and I did a video about this where she pointed at the
the
sign,
symbol, yeah.
and she said, "You don't look disabled."
It's like, oh, thank you. That's the best compliment I've had all day.
And then I was almost gonna go into like a, but then
You were tempted. You were tempted.
I was tempted because there was nobody there. There was no cameras.
Imagine if you pretended she upset you and you started to cry.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. But I just laughed because
You laughed.
I laughed because of the thought of me trying to go full retard. You know.
Oh, so then she thought you were just a callous,
Yeah.
cold person.
Yeah, and then I said
see.
I have to do this video because it's so funny for me.
So you did the video where you showed why you laughed in your head.
Yeah.
And then you showed how it looked.
Yeah.
That's clever.
And so that happened.
Can you add the link to this podcast?
Yeah,
to that
sure,
video?
for sure, yeah.
That's great.
And
That's hilarious.
after that, it was the teeth, and so people thinking I'm just teasing. I've got this thing for, you know, people with big teeth, and anyway, so, you know, again, it would have killed me. So it was really enlightening for me to go straight away delete. I didn't even think about it. I went, oh no, this is gonna hurt people. Go back. And I thought, wait a minute. I thought I didn't give a shit, but I do give a shit.
Of course you give a shit. You care for people's feelings.
But Dave Chappelle doesn't. Chris Rock doesn't. Like what?
No, I think they do, but I think they found a healthy way to
Cope.
to believe in their good intentions and to know that that is valid.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that people are allowed to misinterpret you. People are allowed to push what you're trying to do into a bad place and feel victimized by it. They're allowed. That's called their free will. And you can't control 1,000 people interpretations of your joke.
Okay. Coming back to what you said about, you know, that Bruce Lee thing. How would your self-talk be after that interview, after all of that? Will you go, like, you know, and then you talk about coming to terms with your intention. What are the things that you say to yourself to come to terms with that scenario? Like, that's because you said something along the lines of, you know what, I don't have a set identity or an assumption. I can change it if it doesn't work, right? So what would you do in that instance? Will you go, look, maybe I was wrong? Because I'm just trying to figure out how would you navigate that? Because all of us will face that in one point of our lives where we do something that's completely wrong.
I do get that. But you know, creativity, intuition can take your comedy to a higher vibration. Sometimes we can be funny, but it tramples on more people than we want, right? And so therefore, everything is feedback. So you're getting feedback that, you upset a lot more people than you would ever want to.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens is you take that in and it guides you. But if you only upset one or two people, you go, of course there's going to be, you know, it's a percentage game. You're not perfect. Imagine telling jokes and you offend 0 people. What kind of a goal is that? It's impossible. I mean, if you tell a bad joke, you're going to offend people. So you're guaranteed to offend, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason. The job is you don't want to offend people, so you'll be guided by, if you're offending more people than that you're comfortable with, you might guide your creativity and your intuition into jokes that stack the odds into more people laughing than being offended, right?
Mm.
But at the same time, you take it to your tolerance level. The stronger you are within you, the more you can live with people not liking you, while other people absolutely love you.
I need to really think about that.
Like, there's a lot of comedians that play off the politics, and they know that 50%, roughly, 50% of people detest them.
Mm.
Because they know the 50% that love watching you alienate the other 50 become your raving fans. Think about it. It's a 50-50. Like, if you can convert half the audience just by being cleverly political to appease one side, people do that legitimately as a part of their model.
I need to learn that. I was so.
You want to upset half the population?
I have to come to terms to that. I'll be upsetting more like the people who knew me, who decided. Azlan, there's one person who said to me the other day, just last week, he said, I thought you're bigger than that, and
that hurt.
Oh, kill me. I mean, it definitely went. Wait a minute. And this person I know for like 15 years. He said,
right. So hang on. Let's role play that. Throw it on me.
So
say it.
I said,
no. Say what he said to you, to me.
That's such an asshole move. That's such an asshole move, man. I thought you were bigger than that.
Yeah? You thought I was bigger? How big?
This person said, "You're not that type. That's not you. That's not who you are, and that's you won't say. You are this guy who is, fun loving. You don't put people down. You're an uplifter." She didn't. That means they didn't say this.
Is this related to the teeth one? Which one?
No, it's almost this one here is something. I was talking to this person's having relationship problems. Remember that person on the call that I said?
Yeah.
So she was having relationship problems, and she was telling me that man, my partner, blah 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 blah. And I said, I've had days. There was one time when I told my wife, when you're in college and you're doing assignments, you're like that person in the team who's not doing anything. I said that to my wife one time, and she cried. And I apologized to her straight away after that. I said, I swear to God, I'll never say that ever again. And then I said, I understand how you feel, because I felt that at one point in my life as well. I was doing everything and I wasn't respecting her role in the family. So I had no respect. Not very little respect, not no respect. And in that moment, with a couple of other moments changed.
It exposed that blind spotting you.
Correct.
Not to see the depth of value. Because you weren't raised to value that. You were raised
Correct.
to value the
working, the money. So I wasn't raised to, because my mom and my dad both worked.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the value of being a housewife. I didn't see, I thought you're being lazy or but then there's so many things that she's done for my son that I could not do because she had the time to bring him to OT, bring him to swimming, bring him to all this place. So anyway, when I said that to her, she said, Azlan, oh, that's an asshole move, man. I expected more from you. You're bigger than that. And I went, no. I was like, at that moment, I'm just being honest, And then that person said, yeah, okay, fair enough. You're being honest. But yeah, man, that was a dick move. And then I went, and that somehow impacted me as well, because.
I'm glad we got the context of that. Because what happened is that you were being vulnerable and showing her that you were willing to own your shit. And then she got distracted by your imperfection and wanted to attack you for your past where you were imperfect, rather than celebrate how raw and honest and you owning your shit was. You see, okay, it's like this, right? What do you value? Do you value the person who changes and becomes better because they see their ills? Or do you value the person that defends and says they're perfect and denies they've ever done any wrongdoing.
I value the person's willing to, because I'm that person. I obviously value. If I didn't see value in that, I wouldn't be doing it. So I definitely the first one.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
you've won. Okay, now when that person goes, nah, if you give me any weakness, I'm gonna slap you with it. Even though you shared the weakness to make a point that you realized it was a weakness, and you got humbled by it and you outgrew it, I still want to slap you. So she's suffering perfectionism herself, because I can bet your bottom dollar that she lives her life in the shame of any wrongdoing, and she would sooner trash the person trying to approach her with a criticism, because she's not allowed to be wrong about anything because it's too shameful, than actually have humility and own her stuff in a timely way.
Sorry, she watches this show.
And we've lost
another subscriber.
Of our 5 subscribers, we've just lost 20% of them.
Gosh.
In a New York minute. But
you're right. I think for your assessment, I can say, because I know this person, and yeah,
they're hard on themselves.
Yes, very.
And therefore, they thought they were protecting you by being hard on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, she felt like she was doing you a favor, letting you know that you were an arsehole, as if you, and she missed the fact that you were explaining how you were an arsehole and you outgrew it. But she goes,
to relate.
What?
Yeah.
The fact that you were an arsehole, I had you on the highest pedestal ever.
I don't like this pedestal.
How dare you come off that pedestal and tell me we're equal?
Yeah.
I need you on the pedestal. Just like Will Smith.
Yeah.
You're like her with Will Smith.
Yeah, that's right. That's precisely it. I always try. I told her, I don't want to be on this pedestal. I want to come down. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm like,
I'm sorry, but I'm so impressed with you. I've just pushed you up on a pedestal because you wanted to come down. See how slippery it is?
Yeah, it is.
It's slippery.
Oh, it's so slippery.
The ego is like,
you're right.
Yeah, come down. But gosh, I like you so much. I'll put you on another one.
Yeah. Let's take you away from this one and put you on that one.
Damn, I've got endless pedestals to put people up on. But there's a lot in that.
What intrigued me was why was I triggered by it? Well, not triggered, but I felt it. And
because you're still working through your own perfectionism issues and letting go of the layers of you should have been better already. All right, you're on that journey.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's a flesh wound there,
Yeah, it's still.
She was poking
with salt.
her finger in her flesh.
In the salt shaker. That looked really wrong, but anyway. Yeah, you're right.
And also,
okay, I get it.
When also when you're being vulnerable and you're sharing with someone something you're becoming that you weren't really that kind of person before, and then they go, you're wrong. Reality is judgmental. You should have been perfect already. There's a part of your brain that's thinking that's true still, and so it freaks out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah. So please know that, because there'll be nothing worse than you losing the wind in your sails to love being a work in progress. Because that story of your humility with your wife and how it made you emotional because you realized you hurt her, and that it made you look in the mirror, and it made you confront your blind spots, and it made you want to own parts of you that were not wise, that were just conditioning into extremes, because your heart and your love for your wife and your desire to be a respectful man and a loving man was much greater than your ego to just defend your conditioning. How is that not a beautiful thing? You should be proud of yourself, not from an ego point of view, but from your passion for authentic growth.
This whole thing is a journey, isn't it? Like, even
apparently it is.
I like that. I like that sarcasm. Life is just a growing thing, isn't it? Yeah, apparently it is.
Confessions.
Duh.
Confessions of a perfectionist. This life is a journey, isn't it?
Hey, you know what? We completely forgot to do the welcome to the show and the biohack.
Welcome to the show.
Halfway in. Welcome to the Reinvent Your Show. It's me, George. I mean, it's me, Azlan and Josh. We've been role-playing so much, I forgot who I am. What episode is this? 15 episodes now. 3 months?
Who's
months?
counting?
I don't even remember which episode it is. But I want to start with the biohack of the week.
Yeah.
Man, do you know what? In the last 2 weeks, I've had to deal with so much personal, thing with my father having cancer and work has been full on, and now I'm having pains in my stomach thinking I have cancer, and my brother.
Dude.
It's just the biohack of the week is sometimes
Just don't give a shit. Just kidding.
you are not your thoughts. You need to disassociate, and every morning, I took 5 minutes just in the last 3 days in the morning. I made it a priority to just sit down and just say I'm not my thoughts. And let it dissipate, do whatever it needs to do, come back. There's a lot of emotions, and then I just stare at it, and then eventually after, what I felt was 5 minutes, but it was actually 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I don't know how long it was. But I became free. And when life hits you, it is so tempting to look at reality and really feel it because it's a show. You can smell, taste, touch, you can see it. But sometimes you just have to step back. Just give yourself that 5 minutes to go, I'm not my thoughts. I am not this. And I almost forgot about my imagination bit. I completely forgot about the other realm the realm of the universe. I was so engulfed in this one, cancer, and bang, bang, bang. It was, the $1 million and all that stuff. It was so heavy. And then I got, it was like a stream took me away. And all I had to do in that instance, the biohack, is to take a step back, sit down with yourself, tell yourself, I am not my thoughts. Just do that. Just do that. 5 minutes. Man, did it help me. Did it help me? I'm not this problem. I'm not this. I'm not this. My project had to be delayed as well because I was so stressed, and so it's like, then I got sick.
I know.
And then I just couldn't take it. And so, yeah.
Do you know the effort you put in to surrender your identity to the thoughts you were having? Each thought was inviting you to believe that you are helpless.
Yeah.
You are useless.
Or that I just got bad luck. Why the fuck did this happen? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You are.
Why all of this happening in one hit,
You're a glitch in the universe.
I was having it great, man. It's so funny. February to April, I was going to the gym. I was eating right. I had no pains in my stomach. I was doing well at work.
Oh, you're perfect.
I mean, things. Yeah, okay, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, but things were flowing so well.
Everything was so fun. I felt like I was in heaven.
Yeah. And then just with that one phone call, bam, the whole thing changed. And then I got in this stream of just one negative thought after the next. My self-talk was completely all over the place. There's a word for it. It's like not consumed. It was like, when somebody's trying to.
Yeah.
Like
all consuming.
Yeah. It's so tempting.
You just got swept up by, you were seduced into
Seduced. I was seduced into this stream of negativity.
Yeah.
And everything stopped. Gym stopped. Eating healthy stopped. I stopped doing my diet food. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped going for my walks.
It's a priority thing. It's like, holy crap, when you're in the shit, you don't do the little things for long-term benefit. You only care about the urgent short-term stuff.
Yeah.
That's a primal thing. And that's why it's so seductive, because it's neural highways of habit in your brain ready to trigger for any threats. So the threat of your dad losing his life.
Well, no, he hasn't lost his life yet.
No, the threat.
Oh, the threat.
Jesus, I'm not trying to kill your dad off. Relax.
Yeah. Fair. Sorry,
But did you see how your brain interpreted that?
Yeah.
Like I said, the threat of Your brain goes, death, no,
Oh
he's
man,
alive.
I am
So-
traumatized by
So
this.
your brain is interpreting and biasing data decoding to the worst outcome.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
I use the word threat as the dominant word
Yeah,
at the beginning.
fair. I see what you mean.
Yeah, right? Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Anyway, the threat of it, plus you were sick, so that made you feel vulnerable.
And
so
then my
now
deadlines, my project deadlines.
project deadlines, so now
3
you can't even
projects.
feed the family, even though that's ridiculous. It still feels primal that if you jeopardize your job, fall behind, lose your job, your brain goes associate worst case outcomes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, and I need to make enough money for my dad, and I don't know how yet. So now I'm the killer of my dad, potentially, if I don't, you know what I mean? Like all these things
Oh yeah, man.
are pushing you to a corner where you're good for nothing. Everything you care about, you're powerless to care for. I mean, dude, I should, I want to give you a hug. That's just shit.
You dealt with this, haven't you? Like, family, I'm sure at one point of your life where everything just came on, and how did you?
Let me tell you about how perfect my life has been for 54 years.
But surely, there is a moment where you just have to, because it's so tempting. I told myself, if I keep going down this route, I would have undone all the work that I mean, all the stuff that I was so passionate
No,
about.
you're doing it. You're not.
You
It
know?
feels that way. It feels that way. But what you're really doing is you're exposing the next layer of perfectionism and the next layer of conditions upon your self-worth. They got exposed.
What?
So now you can resolve those conditions because you don't want to be defined by that.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I want to talk to you about crisis management.
Yeah, I'm right there right now. I let me tell you how I've coped with it.
Yeah.
I drank coffees like nonstop, just to keep myself productive. I became a productive freak. I have to fix things at home. I have to get my mind off it. So I'm fixing the toilets. I'm fixing.
So you're tricking your brain into thinking you're a good solution provider
When I can't provide
with
for
little
the main.
dopamine hits of completions to cope. Yeah, legitimate.
I've changed the boiler.
If it keeps you really, I've got a few jobs at home. Yeah, come to my place. You'll be awesome. And it'll be great therapy for you.
Fix my toilet, please. There's grout on the tiles. Yeah, that's how I've coped. I didn't go to. I haven't gone to the gym.
Azlan, our harmonic egg is going to be assembled in a few weeks, where you go into it, and it's light therapy, sound therapy, and you do 50-minute sessions in this meditation pod.
Oh,
so you're going to have that experience.
Oh, great.
That's a biohack, right?
What was happening? You're building a new place.
No, we've got something called a harmonic egg, and it's a meditation pod, and it's huge. It's like almost the width of this room.
Oh, wow.
At 2 meters high, and you walk in, you sit in a chair, close the doors on you, and then it's customized light therapy, music, sound, and it takes you deep into meditation. 50-minute sessions. Damn. Yeah, anyway, so I think that would be good for you.
So crisis management, yeah.
But can I go back to crisis management?
Yeah.
I have noticed from my personal experience and other people who come to me and they say, I don't know why, but I seem to be good with crisis, right? And so I've deconstructed that, and then I could understand myself when I've been in crisis, what happens to me, right? As soon as things go crazy and too many things go crazy, I have this switch that detaches immediately. I just go into pure observer mode, and it's not about my self-worth. It's not about my capability.
Yep.
I just observe it all, knowing I think it's a gamma brainwave activity plus delta and theta at the same time.
Right.
So gamma allows you to process information fast, and it's relative, so time slows down. So when you raise the firing of your brain to decode more information in a very quick period of time, you pack a lot of awareness in 1 second.
Right.
And therefore, time feels slow. You follow me?
Okay. Okay.
So then what happens is that you take in and you're able to read the environment, and you take in so much information that you become super informed. And then what happens is your intuition and creativity click in, and you start to be guided. You could almost see where things are going. And so you're able to optimize who you want to be for everyone who's involved in the process.
Yeah.
Right. And then from there, you'll be surprised how you navigate out of crisis when you're in that mode. But it's a switch.
Okay.
And I don't know why some people have that switch, but
I
I
like that.
believe we can turn on that switch.
I like that. I like the idea of I need to turn the switch on now, because if I knew that, if I had that method, I would have disassociated myself from all of this early on.
But you kind of did a Band-Aid version of it by saying, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not
No,
my
that's
thoughts.
just 3 days ago.
Yeah, no, I know that, but that's still
Oh.
kind of you instinctively realizing, catch from the thoughts that were entangling you
Yeah.
into fighting yourself
Yeah.
and fearing. Because the switch says, I don't care what's going on. I know that my power comes from understanding what's going on properly. And I back myself to know what to do once I understand.
I wish it played out that way. But for me, what happened was I just said, maybe this is wrong. I don't know what this is, but I just said, I don't want to understand. I don't want to control. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to fix this.
But that's all loaded with pressure on yourself. You see, here's the thing. When the switch happens and you're taking in everything, there is zero assumptions that you need to do anything at that point.
Right.
Because remember, you never ever control things that are out of your control.
Yes, correct. That's why I said I can't fix my father. I can't do it.
The reason why that switch wasn't happening for you is because these tentacles of assumptions started sinking you around. You're the savior. You should be clear already with what to do. Pull a rabbit out of the hat now.
Because that's what I do at work.
And then you started to sink as soon as you couldn't pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah.
Because it was out of your control.
Can't do it.
Screwed. So basically, your Achilles heel is that anything out of your control that hurts people you love is going to cook your brain.
Oh, yes. Well, very well said.
Thanks, Cooper.
Thanks. Yeah, you're right. It's like my wife said, "Oh, the boiler is not." I got it.
Yeah.
Within 1 day, bang, new boiler, done.
Yeah.
Hooked it all up. Water pressure, great. 1 day.
Your wife's onto this now. She can get a lot of shit done.
Yeah, no, she just then, But you're right. You're right. That hurt me so much because I couldn't control it, and so I said, I surrender. This is not my power anymore, because I assumed that I had to fix it. And I was accountable for, being the breadwinner, the only breadwinner left soon in that family. And I'm like, the pressure, like, what do I do? And okay, let's package this business up. Let's sell this. Let's do that. Get the accountants in and try to get him the money. And it's like, you try to do everything you can and then realize it's not enough. It's still not. And then the funny thing is, it's not even in stage 2 or 3. It's still early on, but I'm making it sound like a stage 4, and so it's
localized.
It kills me.
Spread. No, sorry, I'm talking about the cancer.
Oh, right, okay.
Localized.
I am definitely wasn't handling it well for 2 weeks, and then I said, I give up. That power of surrender, I just went, I can't do it. I can't. I can do what I can for this family, for my family currently. And then that one day, I'm sorry, I'm trying my best, but I can't do it.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I think that surrendering and that realizing that, Azlan, like you said, it was like this thing trying to consume me. Azlan, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I just had to let all of them go, and I said, guys, I'm sorry.
You have to, because you don't have the clarity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have the clarity that will help you get there. You know what's interesting?
So that's a perfectionism issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say perfectionism entangled with your self-worth, and but you'd be surprised how much you've got control when you stop worrying about what you don't have control over. Like,
I know what you mean. I know what you
It
mean.
is
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
what you can control when you surrender the need to control everything. That sublime moment where you know there's always a way and you're not trying to force it. You know there's grace in the surrender to just take in what's around you without trying to force it into conclusions
Yeah.
of who you are, what's going to happen, what it means. If you just stay in that beautiful stillness, you'll be surprised what flows through you if you just love the stillness.
Faith is important, isn't it?
I think the faith holds you in the stillness. Yeah.
Yes.
The faith says you matter.
Mm.
Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, help is on the way. It's all. I
Like,
got this, Azlan. You don't worry.
it's funny you should say that because it's that song, You Got This, is one of my favorite songs. You got this.
Really?
You got this. Yeah. And we should play it at the end of this podcast.
Okay.
Because it's so powerful, the lyrics. And it just flowed out of me. You got this. You got this. And it's like, this, and the main theme of that song was, when people are having a go at you and you're worried and you get triggered and it's like the beginning part about the teeth and and people having a go at you and so jibes, rapid fire, and it's like, can you not react is the first part of the verse. Are you in a position not to react? And it's like, well, there is a way, and you just got to know one thing, and it's linked to faith. You got this. You got this.
Mm.
And when you arrive at that beautiful, beautiful self-belief place, you're honoring the unseen intelligence that gave you existence. You're saying, I'm going all in on that power and intelligence to know I am a part of it and that I am a vessel and it will flow through me when I surrender. And, I'm not religious, so to speak, and I'm definitely not Muslim. But I remember in Malaysia, someone was explaining to me the Muslim faith for the first time with connection to spirituality. And I'd never heard of the Muslim faith explained.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
Spiritual terms.
Yep.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I have so much profound respect now. What makes people passionate about their Muslim faith? Because they obviously, the entry into that love for that faith is the spirituality of surrender, humility, to truly knowing the power of faith.
Do you live in a constant state of surrender?
No.
Oh.
No.
Is that a wise goal to achieve? Because when I thought about this over the weekend, I said I'm fucking driving myself into the ground. I looked at my shares. My shares are doing poorly. Everything was just and then one day when I was going to get McDonald's with my son, I just said I surrender. I said I can't do this.
You had to.
I said,
you found your tolerance level.
Yeah.
I think your question is, once again, for you to frame that question to me that way is you're chasing perfection and you thought I had arrived there with being able to stay surrendered. The truth is this: we as humans are captured by whatever our perception is at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in our conditioning, we're always being exposed where that conditioning shortchanges us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I surrender when I hit my pain points of tolerance where I've decided life has to be greater than those pain points of tolerance. And I'm learning to be a work in progress to reduce those pain points of tolerance so that I am growing faster with less issues than just waiting until my back's against the wall before I trigger my calm in the chaos.
Yeah.
Right? If I can be calm in less chaos and less chaos and less chaos, it's not about always surrendering. It's about surrendering
What you can't
to
control.
undo the stuff that prevents you from being what you want to be.
Right. I understand what you're saying. Because trying to take control puts you in a worse state because you're helpless. You know what really helped me as well? When I went home, I was in the car. I was waiting for my McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I said, I surrender. And then what I did was, my faith was important, was I wrote all the stuff that I couldn't control, you know. And I said, God, I had to learn to delegate now because I don't like delegating. And so I said, I have to delegate this to you. You figure it out. And then faith came in because, I mean, we know the state of the universe and what it gives you. And I said, and it's almost like God or the universe saying, I was like, give it to me, I'll fix this. And you're like, no, I'm not going to delegate to you now.
Yeah.
And you try to take on things that you can't control, where that is so easy for that entity to do it, but I couldn't give it away.
Yeah.
And then coming to terms with, I have to give this to you.
Because your identity was to fix it, man.
Yes. And
So
I felt my value
it's almost
was
insulting that the universe would fix it for you.
more or less. And I didn't trust
It's like, who are you? You needed Santa Claus and the universe and God and Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha. And you needed all those people to fix your problems. What's wrong with you? You're nothing.
Yeah, you're right. It came down to perfectionism and self-value, right? So it's like, man, I was like, God, you have to fix this, God. I trust you. I am sorry. You just have to go and get this on.
But do you see that separation we have? It's like I'm here and God's over there.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't work that way.
It just makes me feel better because I can take this and pass it to someone else.
Yeah, I know.
That visually.
But the point is that when you surrender, you are melting into that altered, interconnected part of you that is the unseen.
I see what you mean. And so instead of keeping my thing separate from that, I'm actually melting into this entity and having access to the resources in this entity to do.
Yeah.
I see what you mean there. I see what you mean. Yeah, I've always separated them. I'm here, you're there. You figure this shit out.
Yeah.
But now maybe, let me try that. Let me try to say, I'm merging with you now. I'm merging. I'm remembering myself.
Yeah.
I'm remembering who I am. Remember, right?
Yeah. So we have two interesting points of existing that coexist for us to be able to be who we are. Individuality that separates us and the unity from where we came from that will never be separate.
Yeah.
If we didn't have those two, we couldn't be individual selves and be similar and share experiences and come from source. So therefore, when you surrender, you're surrendering the parts of you that you used your free will to go out on a limb with some distorted ways of believing things, to experience the dark, the dense, the failure of that, because you're allowed to believe things that are not true. You're allowed to engage them as if they are true and then get hit back with the consequence of those things. You're allowed. This is, as much as we want to be right, it is more precious that we're allowed to be wrong. It is more precious that we are loved in the wrong. I know that sounds like a cop-out because it means, oh, God loves me even if I'm wrong, so I'm going to do wrong things. That's not what I mean. I mean you are loved. You are loved to flex the wrong, be stubborn, be in denial, because the design of reality makes you experience the wrong. Not out of spite, not out of God going, hey, I'll teach you a lesson. I'm going to create the law of opposite and equal reaction to slap you back with your dumb attitude. It's not that. It's saying, I'm going to create a fractal relationship for you to be able to choose who you want to be and experience it fully.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Ooh, I really need to change. This is exciting for me now. I've never seen it that way. I'm going to. How is this going to work? I'm gonna have to think about this a bit more,
Yeah.
mull over this, and see how. Because I like the idea. I like the idea of merging back, and then
Yeah.
I've always kept. And it's funny because when I do that split, I'm still broken, because the goodness is on this side,
I know.
but I've just given all the hard stuff to this side, but I'm still seeing myself as broken.
But energetically,
Yeah.
you're creating reality with how you feel.
Yeah.
You see, you did hot potato the issues to God.
Yeah.
But you kept the guilt, the shame, the fear, the doubts of, but I should have fixed it myself.
Yeah.
And so did you really surrender?
God damn you, George. This reminds me of the scenario between Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder.
What?
You know that?
Remind me of this scene.
So the scene was they were both talking, and then he said, "Do you know who you are?" And then, "Of course I know who I am. I'm a dude playing another dude." And then he said, "Which dude are you?" "I know which dude I am." And then he said, "I don't think you know." "I don't know." And then Ben Stiller went, "Gotcha." And then he went, Who am I?" You know, I had that moment just before. Man. Anyway, I don't remember how I remembered that scene, but yeah, it just goes to show the kind of movies that I like. Yeah, let me think about this. Yeah, it's definitely been a tough 2 weeks for me. Yeah, I just gotta keep going. So yeah, coming back to what we said about living in a state of surrender.
No, I'm not going to let you do that to yourself. You're winding yourself up a little bit. You're reaching for the whip without you realizing it. You're being too hard on yourself. 2 weeks has been shit. You're allowed to have doubts. You're allowed to complicate your life. You're allowed to come off it and realize you were when you're ready. You're allowed to then work through it in your timing. You're allowed. You see, surrender doesn't come from obligation and guilt and
I see. I took the whip, didn't I?
It comes from there's nothing to do but just be me, to just love me, to accept me, to just take in the world without complicating who I am.
Thanks for that. You're right. I was beating myself up for not going to the gym, not going for my morning walks, all the stuff that I tried to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This guy.
Full circle. I love it.
I just have to be constantly reminded, just to be constantly reminded, Azlan, don't be hard on yourself. And even saying that, I'm being hard on myself.
You're being hard at yourself
all the time.
Being hard at yourself.
Yeah, I'm like the work in progress being a work. I'm allowed to be this way.
But you're even allowed to be hard at yourself at being hard at yourself.
Yeah.
At being hard at yourself. It's like Russian dolls. You come out of one and then you still realize you're in another. Then you realize you're in another. You're in another.
Never ends.
And it's like, is this a wormhole? Am I in a wormhole? And then only when you accept the wormhole and you take it deep and accept it as a way of existing, do you arrive. Do you like how I said that?
I like how you said that.
Yeah.
No, it's
a theater.
I'm resisting this phase, this 2 weeks. That's what's really happening in me. I'm absolutely resisting it. And
yeah. That's all right, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so nice just being real.
It's a bit vulnerable. Feels a bit dark. I feel like I want to curl up in a fetal position now and just like release all this negative karma or energy, whatever it is. That's
all right. I'll grab the camera and I'll put it on you. And humor helps.
Yeah, I should do a skit about this, about accepting your situation. Yeah, no, it's definitely, yeah, it's been good. It's been good to.
I think you should do one skit per podcast based on the content of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna add more pressure to me.
Oh, precious. Okay, no. I think your evolution is there, but when you get there, you get there. No pressure. Because I think what we do in our podcast can distill into that beautiful flow of creativity in you to do what you do well, humor, to do justice what we did.
Yeah, one thing good as well is that all of this stuff is on YouTube, so I can literally go in and look at the transcripts and just come up with an idea for each video. It's not something that it's we've lost. It's always going to be there for me.
Exactly.
And I can link it because in YouTube you can do
and
related video.
Yeah.
So you go, this one's related to that topic.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the next step for me to. But I'm getting to this momentum now of building videos, and I don't want it to feel like I have to do it because I want to be funny.
I want to be funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it because I want to laugh. That's one thing that I like. And
you
also,
want to laugh?
Oh man, for sure, man.
You're a very needy person.
In this time, I need to laugh, and so being with my son now makes me laugh. We're gonna do.
Very pure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very special.
It's very innocent.
Yeah.
It's very innocent, and so I want to do that for myself as well because I'm a child myself, and I do certain things that make me laugh.
All right, so shall we end it with You Got This?
I think you got this. Slide into the trance and out dance it. Wind jibes rapid fire when you're getting hit. Calling you a liar as if they're legit. You slowly get triggered, falling hard for the trap. But no matter how livid, can you not react? What can you do when heavy doubts overpower you? Do you shut down or get baited to bite? Or spark curiosity for what you long to find? Do you know you got this? Can you know you got this? You got this. You're above this. You can stop this. You will stop. Let truth take over. You won't miss. They started this, but you got this. You got this. You got this. Taking it in your stride, elevating your mind. And to yourself, you'll finally be kind. The walk within begins, stepping into wind, observing the cracks that bend the facts that held you back. What can you do as these heavy doubts overwhelm you? Stay under their thumb, denied and numb, or take a closer peek. Engage what you find, let your purpose speak. Time to know you got this. Time to show you got this. You got this. You're above this. You can stop this. Let truth take over. Don't ever miss. They started this, and now you got this. You got this. You got this. Raindrops fall as you trance. Distraction calls, does its dance in the stillness. You dare to no longer care what they think of you. Now you're free. You just know everything's going to work out just fine. Just fine. Just fine. Truth took over, the target is hit. They started this, and now you got this. You got this. You got this. What can you do as these heavy doubts overwhelm you? Do you shut down, denied and numb, or take a closer peek to validate the find and let it speak? You still got this. You got this. You're beyond this. You stop this. You stop this. Truth took over, the target is hit. Now you finish it. Yeah, you got this. You got this. When they next jump you, what will you do? What will you say? When overwhelm strikes again and you buckle under the weight, remember you got this. No, you got this. Yeah, you got this. You sure got this. Slide into the trance, lead the dance. You got this.
It's a good way to end. After my 2 weeks of absolute hellhole.
You got this, brother.
I got this, man. I got this. What a way to end the show, guys. Guys, thank you very much for watching the show.
Yeah.
Once again, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you feel like this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it. And I'll be linking some of my skits at the bottom based on what we talked about.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Azlan.
It's already there. It's an easy thing.
Oh, good.
So ciao for now, everybody.
All right. Ciao for now. Everybody.
Thank you for joining the Reinvent You show.
And remember, don't take yourself or life too seriously.